Well, Nikki Bella is back at it again, being the professional victim that she is because she's a woman. We have her now saying that she should essentially be getting the same treatment as AJ Styles and John Cena in their retirement. But again, you'll never guess why she doesn't think that that's ever going to happen. Let's take a listen to why. And this is from their Nikki and Bree's podcast.
Moment that like John got and AJ Styles got, let's be honest, the men get, right? I don't think you and I will ever get that, but I would love to have that because I do know that, you know, the contract that we signed, we signed a 2-year deal starting Royal Rumble. And for you and I, the talks we've had and what I know, just where I'm at, that's it.
Okay. Yeah, that's it. And that's really all that there is for Nikki here. Again, pretending that because the men get treated differently because they're men, what's the evidence of that? If she's really trying to equate her career on the same level as AJ Styles, much less John Cena, I have no idea what universe she's living in. Right now, Nikki Bella, according to her, should be on the same level of treatment as John Cena or AJ Styles, especially in her retirement. Now, I will say this. I'm not a fan of actually the way that they strung out John Cena's retirement. I know they did it for monetary reasons, maximize ticket sales and all the rest. I don't think anybody should have a year-long goodbye tour, a farewell tour. I don't think they should. It overshadows everything in that year. And why they say, and John Cena said, it's not about him. You kind of inherently make it all about you when you have a retirement tour for a goddamn year. So there is that. But if Nikki Bella is once again trying to play the professional victim by being one of the most well-known, famous, and well-paid women on the roster, then I would love to be a victim. I really would. I would love to be a woman on the roster where she is just apparently slaving away, getting mistreated and not getting equal recognition on the same level as John Cena. Now, again, John Cena's body of work compared to Nikki Bella's is like comparing a power lifter's strength to an infant. There is no comparison. Nikki Bella has had some decent matches. I will say that. I'm not a fan of her, clearly, but I will objectively say that I think she's had some good matches over the years. Is she a trailblazer? No, she's not a trailblazer. In fact, to me, she is a throwback relic to the Divas era that the women have fought so hard to push themselves away from and have made strides to move away from butterfly championship belts. And before that, being objectified and sexualized in the Attitude Era. So the women have made strides. Nikki Bella is, again, trying to pretend that she's some trailblazer and should be on the same level as John Cena. And that, again, the men get it. No, the men just don't get it. Name another man that's gotten a retirement tour and a send-off to the magnitude of John Cena. It's never been done before. John Cena is one of the greatest of all time. I don't think he's the greatest, but he is objectively one of the greatest of all time. That would mean that Nikki Bella also believes that, well, because she's a woman, it has nothing to do with anything else other than because she's a woman, she won't get that treatment. Well, Nikki, again, I don't know how to say this gently, so I won't. It has nothing to do with your sex. It has everything to do with your body of work and the impact you have left in the wrestling world. And I'm sorry to say that John Cena surpasses you by light years in impact, in longevity, and in overall, I think, just being a revolutionary and being a guy that is an actual needle mover in the business. That's John Cena's legacy, among many other adjectives you could use. John Cena has certainly cemented himself as one of the greatest of all time. What has Nikki Bella done in her career to even approach that? The answer is nothing. Again, she has a lot of name recognition, but that's kind of it. She doesn't have the longevity. She doesn't have the in-ring ability of anywhere near John Cena. The crowd doesn't seem to be particularly excited every time she comes out. At this point, I think, again, she's looking for attention perhaps, but I would love to hear the argument for anybody trying to equate Nikki Bella and her body of work to what John Cena has accomplished, or AJ Styles for that matter, have accomplished in their careers. Again, they're going to try to point it towards men, but you know what? This will always be a male-dominated industry. It's the way it goes. A lot of sports are male-dominated. Even if there's a female counterpart, the men's divisions or men's leagues often get more attention, drive more revenue, higher ratings. Why? Men are simply better at physical competition. End of story. That's just the way it is. It's not being sexist. It's just biological reality. So the men will always dominate, largely, not every night, not every year, but by and large, the men will always dominate a physical industry. When it requires you to perform with your body in a competitive way, you will always have men at the top. That's just the world we live in. And I know that's not the world that Nikki Bella wants to live in, and that everything should be equal all the time. It's not the way the world works. But she'll point at sexism and bias and discrimination, which of course is just, again, trying to play the victim. It's a complete lack of accountability. And honestly, at the core of it, narcissism. Do you have to be a little narcissistic to be in the business? Yeah. Some hide it better than others, but Nikki Bella right now is right at the top of that when it comes to just not giving a damn. So, all right, well, that's my thoughts on Nikki Bella and her victim card, her latest play of the victim card. Guys, if you want more like this, follow me at the WWE Podcast wherever you can find podcasts. Take care.